All right, I'm back. The battery died on me. I literally only had an hour. I was like, what's a bummer. But it's old. What do I expect? Okay, so I haven't actually done anything on this computer without a battery. So without it plugged in, so I did not know I only had an hour to play, and I've been on here for a really long time, but that's okay because I wanted to finish about the phone. Um, so they're putting everything in, which is why we're consumers. We've been made to buy, even though we don't need. And then they go, oh, this new gadget, yeah, you need this, and you got to do this, and da da da, and everything is perfectly programmed. And uh, yeah, okay, just something as simple as this, okay? Because I'm always looking at how do we get back to the way we were. Like I have a hard time listening to music and any of that shit today, like because it's so dark and heavy, and I can't listen to the dark and heavy. I'm not dark and heavy, so it doesn't resonate with me, and that's all I see. And then you see all this other shit where there's songs where it literally calls in demons, and then they have all this. And I am not a part of that. I can't be a part of that. Sorry, call me a stickler. Yeah, I live in the world, but I am not of the world. So I don't know all of the new fad things, nor do I want to, because the bit that I do know, I want to cry. So, because then I had transgender children run through my mind and all the other stuff. And I'm like, guys, like, they haven't hit puberty. You're not even a freaking adult until you're at least fucking 30 years old, and then or 28, then your brain is fully developed and you have to go through your Saturn return, which is a big deal. Everybody goes through it. It is a fucking life changer. But yet we go through life and pretend like we're adults from the age of 18 when we're still little fucking kids because our brains ain't even developed enough to make right sound decisions for ourselves until we have done what we have done, until we have gotten there, until we have hit 38 years old. And then by the time you have hit, hey, shit, I'm an adult. I'm actually having thoughts for myself. I can make these right. I actually feel for the first time that I am a little older this year. How odd. And then Saturn comes around and shakes things up because Saturn's like, hey, if you're not on the path you're supposed to be on, you see all these rings that are around me? Yeah, I'm going to make you go through every damn one until you're exactly where you need to be. So Saturn makes you go through the gauntlet if you're not where you need to be. And I can say that because I'm fucking Saturn. And I've done it several times. So, but I'm here to tell you, it just looks hard, honey. It's not. It's really not. Our biggest issue is this scrying mirror, the little phones that are connected, not to mention the fact that all the radiation that comes off of it and that creates fucking cancer, whether it's on your face or your tit or your ass or your groin. Okay, I mean it's wherever it's creating cancer, which is why if you pay attention, you're not supposed to hold it up to your phone or your phone to your head. They even tell you that. And the studies that they did were on a dummy, not a human. So, you know, you can't even go by the studies that they did. If you really want to know about something, you're going to have to do research, not just like the 5G and all the stuff, like, which also cause cancer, you know. So, you know, anywho, not of time to rant about that one here. You're being programmed because we are consumers. We've been programmed for so long. Like MK Ultra, all that shit, and the mind control, that all that stuff is real. It really is. There is a patent for that. There are pages. There are places to go to learn about it if you want to. And I will tell you, like I have before, Truth Stream Media on, you can find them on freaking YouTube. They're on YouTube. Everybody goes to YouTube. If you don't go to YouTube anymore, then freaking turn around and go to, oh shit, where they at? The BitChute? I think they're on BitChute. Okay. So, they're not going to stop programming. They're not going to stop making us do what they want to do. They have yes, the powers that should not be. Those that are above our government officials, because our government officials are nothing more than actors. They're puppets on strings. And if you haven't figured that out yet, by watching the fact that every one of them are reading the same script, acting the same way with the same surprised look and standing up at the same time they're supposed to, They're following a script, guys. Not a damn thing that they say is original or of their own thought. Trump's doing the same thing. Biden did the same thing. It's just two different wings of the same bird, baby. There's no difference. There really isn't. Just one makes you go a little slower or makes you think you're going to get where you want to or get what you want to when you really don't, because the whole thing is the New World Order. That's what they want to go through. They've been working on that for fucking years. And half the world doesn't even know about the World Economic Forum, which is who is controlling us, along with the United Nations. Come on. All the TV programs, all the radio commercials and programs, and the TV, and all those commercials, and all the stuff, everything that we see and we hear that comes through the scrying mirror, the radio, the fucking television, which is also a scrying mirror, you know, our cable TV. All of that stuff is harmful. It's negative. They have patents on it. It literally shows that they have frequencies that come out that basically numb your brain. They are using NLP on the damn radio stations and the TV stations. And how do you think they're programming us? Neuro-linguistic programming, NLP. Look it up. Everybody uses it now. Yeah, Obama said we can use propaganda, which means that we can lie. They can lie on the news stations. Although all the news stations you watch are owned by the CIA, so they're only going to tell you what they want you to believe. They're only going to tell you a part of the truth. You might get maybe 25% of the truth. That's what you might get. So, be aware. Do you remember? Because I remember. Way back when I was wee little, I remember. Believe nothing of what you hear, and only half of what you see. Only half of what you see. None of what you hear. Because it's simply hearsay. You don't know if it's valid. You don't know if it's the truth. Well, our history was written by the fucking victors. They only told the story the way they wanted the story to be told. We didn't get to hear the other side. But there's what? Two sides of a coin? Well, actually, there's three. Top, bottom, and the side. But they only present you with one option. You don't get to see all the other options. You don't get to see that there are different perceptions to view, the other views of perception. You're not allowed to believe that or know that. Why would they want you to know that you're programmed and under their thumb? They don't. So, we don't want you to see what's going on. We don't want you to see that AI is hallucinating or even try to cause war with freaking Iran over there, Iraq, whatever was going on. AI did that shit through the bombs. Did the bomb thing. Anywho, you know. But nobody's going to say anything about AI hallucinating. And you got to check the information you get from AI, because it will bring up shit that is completely fabricated. But now if you and I did it, a human being did it, they'd throw our asses in jail. Oh no, you lied. It was an obstructive justice. You cannot do that. But AI can. Sure can. AI does a lot of things. And it should not. And which is one of the reasons why I'm so upset that I'm on this freaking scrying mirror. Because I have to use AI in order to be able to say, hey, you're loved. You are love. You are absolutely perfect just the way you are. You are God living life as you. Because God wants to experience what you experience. That's why you exist. Because you are God living as you. What kind of experiences do you want to have? You don't want to have all sad ones or mean ones or hateful ones, do you? Have some fun fucking moments. Go out there, yeah, I've had a hard life and it's been rough and it's been shitty and it's been all kinds of shit, but I go out there and buy me a damn box of chalk and sit out and do sidewalk chalk. It's great. Art therapy. Magnificent thing. Chalk therapy is the greatest thing. Especially if you got little kids. Or even fucking teenagers. Y'all can make one hell of a scene on a sidewalk in a driveway. In the middle of the road. I've done that too. There's smiley faces and weird shit down the road so people can see it when they're driving. Ah, blow bubbles. Bubbles are one of my most favorite things. I love bubbles. And there's a few songs that I sing when I am so much that I don't know what to do with it, because sometimes the energy comes in really bad, because y'all know frequencies fuck with my neck. I'm like a tuning fork, right? So sometimes the energies are really bad. And one of my favorite things to do is turn on music. Of course, I only have this, and I basically have, I wish I had those big stereo speakers again. I used to love that. Oh my God, that was the greatest thing. And just sit in between the speakers and the music going, and that would then equate the vibration that my whole body was feeling, so it would balance me out, even though it seemed like a weird thing. So even today, there are songs that I sing, and I sing them as loud and as hard as I can. I don't have any big ass speakers, so I can't have it really loud in my ear, but I will get my ear as close to the speaker on the damn TV as I can, and I'll have it up to 100. That's funny. I don't think the chickens like it when I do that, because they can hear it out yonder. But it's okay, because you know what? It makes me feel better. And there are two songs that I sing. And it is Bring on the Rain by, I can't remember her name, Messina, something, Joni, I don't know. I just know the song is Bring on the Rain. And then the other one is Carry Me by Dr. Hook. And those are the two that I sing. And I sing them as loudly and as boisterous as I can. I just belt it out. Just let my body just scream it if it needs to. And by the time I'm done singing those two songs, I'm fine. And there's balance. And sometimes I only have to do it once, just one song. And then I will always choose Carry Me, because I like that song a lot. Because then I sing it to the universe. That's what I do. Because when I sing songs, even like, oh, Bread is one of my favorite. And I sing those songs, and I've always sung them to myself. There was never someone that I pinpointed. It was always me. Because I have to love me that much before I can share that love with the world, or even expect to experience it. So I have to love me that much, right? I'm full of love. I want to feel this love return. So I have to share the amount of love that I wish to return, to receive from the outside world. That's what I do. I remember I used to listen to the group America when my boys were little, like right after, the ex-husband decided I was no longer allowed to see them, hid them away, stole them without stealing them, just was never there on my day to see them for shared parenting somehow, conveniently. But anywho, so America, and they sang that song, oh shit, I ran across this the other day because I was like, well, let me just hear that. I haven't heard America, let's hear it. I saw it on YouTube, well, let's listen to this song. And it was I Need You. And I bawled. I cried like a little kid, sure did. And I went, wow, I have not sang that song since my boys were like 7, 8 years old. Because that's how I felt for them. I need you like a flower needs the rain, you know I need you. I need you. And so I stopped listening to that song. And I forgot how impactful that was. And I sit here and go, yeah, I do. I still need them in my life. They've never left emotionally energetically. I still feel them. I'm still connected to them. But not physically. I don't get to hear their voice or see their beautiful face or recognize that amazing smile. And I don't get to hug them. But I do in the spirit realm. Because I'm free to do what I want to there. Now, I'm not going to get in their energy and mess, because that's just rude. I wouldn't do that with anybody. I'm not like going to get in there and go, hey, what's going on? Or do any remote viewing, or because that's just wrong. I don't invade in anyone's privacy. But when I woke up in the middle of the night to have conversations with my children, and I'm speaking to them on a soul level, hell yeah, I'm going to hug them. That's the only time I get to hug them. And it feels great. And I remember that hug. And you know what? Even though they have grown up and they're adults, I still feel their hug is the same as when they were teeny tiny. Because it doesn't change for me. And I know that the day that I actually get to hug them again, it's going to be the same. It's going to be physical. But it'll feel the same. Because they didn't change. They just became grown up. They just got bigger. My little person became a big person. That's all. Because they were just little people. They were just little people. I didn't see them as children or burdens. They were exciting and wonderful, and they were part of me, and they taught me, and oh my God, how great it is. And yeah, it was frustrating because I was trying to do it all with 4 kids on my own. I don't know where my husband was. And that's okay. And then when they were like 5 and 6, he decided he wanted to be a part of their lives. And thanks for having, visits with me. And oh, wow, thanks for giving me a chance to be a dad. I really appreciate that. Wow, that's wonderful. Thanks for taking the time to be a dad. It is rewarding to be able to hang out with your kids and learn them and learn from them. I mean, how great is that, right? Yeah. And then he took Mom for me because I wasn't allowed to be in their lives, and they weren't allowed to call me Mom, and because, the other moms got angry. The new mommies got angry, I guess. I don't know how that worked. I cannot even fathom the schism that went on in their brains. I just know it was hurtful and harmful. And I know it has been so impactful that they have an issue with Mom. Whether it be the mom of their own children or any other mom that comes into their realm. But I know I'm not it because they weren't allowed to have it be me. Apparently I wasn't allowed to be Mom because, my ex-husband decided he was God of all of us. And so we have all lived the sins of the father, which so many of us do. And look at me. I'm still sitting here and laughing and going, it's just a thing. It's life. I haven't give up. I haven't stopped loving my kids or my children because they're not goats. I haven't stopped loving my sons. I still hope. Well, fuck hope. I count on having them in my world. Again, someday, they will return. I know that. I feel it. It doesn't matter if it takes another 20 years. Would I rather it be now where we can still hang out and have a good time? Because, I'm still kicking. I'm a little less mobile than I used to be, but I'm still moving. I don't have as many great days, and no, I can't lift up the shit that I used to, and there are some things that I am unable to do today that I would have been able to do 20 years ago. Yeah. So another 20 years from now, what's it going to be? We just going to be sitting on a damn swing blowing bubbles? I don't care. I don't care as long as I can get on a swing. Because the whole point of having the metal neck was to keep me from being a paraplegic. So if I'm slowly going to end up being that, I'm not going to be Just saying. Because I don't want any of my children or my grandchildren to clean my dirty ass. That's not their job. You know, I am a Capricorn. I am that. So I know what it's like to work hard. I know what it's like to do it just because it's got to be done. Yep, sure. I do it so that everybody else can get through it easy. That is my job. That is my role that I play on this earth. I am strong enough to handle it. I am strong enough to handle a lot, apparently. And I'm still smiling. And I'm still kicking. I just have a middle neck to go, hey, I'm still here. Let's play. Let's play. Love yourself today. There is not anything in this world that is so bad that you cannot love yourself. Just love you, honey. It doesn't matter if it looks like the world doesn't know how to love at this point. There's still love out there. It's just all shades of distorted. And apparently we all needed to learn what all the distortions of love was before we realized what love really was. Love is unity. You know, our government did a really great job in destroying the divine union, the family. They destroyed that real fast. Keep moms and dads apart. You know, you've heard me talk about, oh, welfare, go. No, y'all need to stay separated. You get more money for the kids if you're not living with your husband. So you're going to pay me to stay away from my husband. Okay. That didn't make sense because, you know, I was going to get help from the government. So why wouldn't the government help me get my family together? Because the government knew that if families weren't together, they could tear us apart quicker. So then they started dividing everybody together. Let's divide everybody with, you know, well, politics is a big one. I've actually seen people get divorced over politics, and I'm like, it's not real. Anywho, yeah. It was about the division. So now they're dividing us even more because they're like, oh, kids, you don't have to tell your parents anything. Listen to us who are not even adults, because I bet half the teachers y'all got out there don't even have their fucking frontal cortex developed. But you're telling your kids, and the kids in the school, sorry, not your children, the children that you're teaching and supposed to be watching at the school, which is actual a fucking prison. And you're convincing them that they're transvestite, that they need to change their gender. Like, why? Or even cut off their breasts, or do all the things that they do. Oh, no, you can have hormone replacement. We could do this. And why do you think they're doing that? Like, really? I mean, okay, let's really think. What would be the purpose of that? What would be the purpose of that? Changing your gender? Doing all the things? Because you know what? Here, I got this other thing that I didn't know until a few years back, that common law is an actual real thing, right? And we have more clout, authority, if you will, than the fucking federal government if we all stood up and stood our ground on common law. We really do. So, and if y'all did a deep dive into some law, you would do that. Brandon Joe Williams is a good place to start. He will steer you where you need to be. Anywho, I don't know why I was weird on that one, but it's okay. If you don't have a gender and you're calling yourself a they, then they're not going to accept you playing in the realm of common law, which did not ever die. And it's making a comeback, believe it or not. Y'all just need to learn. That's what it is. Realize that we are the kings and queens of this realm. We are royalty. We are the princes that forgot who we were. That's what we are. We just forgotten. We forgot because we got into this realm and all of the powers that be told us what we were supposed to be. And they told us what we were supposed to be through our parents, right? Because our parents believed in all that stuff. Especially when, what, the 60s, they started doing the, subliminal messages across the TV saying we are your God government, right? Go look that up. True Stream Media again. Yeah, they'll show you all of it. Only God knows what the hell they're doing now with the technology they have. And then they turned all the LED lights and all the blue lights and all the things that are so harmful for us. And then the chemicals in the sky, that all the aluminum and the shit that is reflecting them. I can't even fucking look at the sky. It's like, oh my God, who can see out there? I feel bad for anybody who's flying in a plane. I couldn't imagine what those pilots go through being up that high, unless they can fly higher than the damn chemtrails. I don't know. I don't know how that works. I'm not a pilot. I mean, yeah, I wear glasses, but I've had pretty damn good eyes. I've always been able to see really clear at night. Sure have. I can tell you, with more and more chemtrails they're putting in the sky, all the shit that they're doing, it's the LED lights, I swear. These LED lights has messed me up so bad that I'm going, wow, I cannot even see to walk through my house at night at dark. Like, I like dark. I can see in the dark. It's messed up a little bit. I went through putting a red film across my screens, my TV and my thing for a while because they kept the blue block glasses, using all the stuff that I could because I've realized that it's making it harder and harder to actually see red. There's a reason why they want us to stop seeing red, and I don't know what that is. I haven't quite figured that one out yet. I know there's, all kinds of conspiracy theories and shit, but that's beside the point. Okay. I want you to pay attention to how you're being programmed, because it's the big thing. And yeah, it sucks, but we've all been programmed, honey. Come on. We've all fallen for it. We've all been victim of it. We've all done the stupid shit that we've been taught to do. I mean, I did it. I did all kinds of stupid shit. I'm sure you did too. Doing what we're supposed to do. And now the earth herself is going, wake up, honey. Honey, hey, sweetheart. It's time to wake up. I'm going to shake you a little. Yeah. I'm going to shake you up a whole lot, actually, because I need you to wake up and pay attention to who you are, to the fact that you are nature. You are natural. You are organic. I have put everything on this earth to heal you and nourish you, but yet you treat me so badly. And I still love you. So because I love you so much, I'm going to shake you up with all the earthquakes, and then I'm going to let off some steam with all of the volcanoes. And then there's other stuff coming. Because I know that the rivers have run like the earth has told me, and there has been lightning in the earth, which is the plasma coming up and starting fires. And I know that there has been, the waters are running because the rivers have moved, right? Well, now I'm just waiting for the waters to rise and the new earth to be exposed, because there will be ground that comes up. Earth will be birthed. And the waters will rise, like caverns will open up in the deep. And waters will rise with them. Now, if you sit and you listen to all the stuff that people talk about in the flat earth and the floods and all the different stuff, I kind of wonder, are we actually still in a flood time? Because not all the waters have receded. And of course, I'm visualizing not like we live on a ball floating into space, but kind of like we live on a chunk of something, Not quite a ball. We're just there. I'm forgetting what the hell I'm saying. And there is extra terrain. So, like, if you looked at the old maps that they have drawn, and there has to be some kind of truth to it. I mean, then maybe it's not exact, but there still has to be some kind of truth to it, correct? So then you're going, oh, there's extra terrain. And you can't say there's no extra terrain or that those maps are a complete lie because what, a couple years ago, they're like, oh, there's land out here, but nobody can look at it. Nobody can see it. We didn't know about it, but it's there. How could it be out there when we've lived on a globe? Okay? Gaslighting, more gaslighting, more gaslighting, more gaslighting, more gaslighting, more gaslighting. If we can't go out there and see it because we can't get past it because we're stuck in a fucking filament inside a goddamn gyroscope, okay? Well, I believe we're in a gyroscope, but we're still in a filament because it's been everywhere. How else can we have weather in here? I mean, they even showed, like, was it the 70s? 80s? They had a little thing they were showing on TV. They were doing this science talking about weather modification. It was in this little dome, and they actually made it rain and different stuff that they could do. Weather happens inside a filament. Inside. So if the waters are rising, or any of that stuff is happening, it has to affect the other layers that are out there, the extra terrain. And so it makes me go, I don't know if it's actually going to rise like that or if it's going to go out. Because, you know, I personally believe that the Antarctic is a circle and not this little glob at the bottom of a fucking marble. But it is out there. We have the area that we know of, which honestly I don't even know is the right size. Like, I think they've lied to us about how big things are. I also think they're lying to us about how many people live on this earth, but that's okay because there's all these other things that we do not know yet. You know, we can't know everything yet. I mean, knowledge is key to everything, right? And there's all this extra terrain out there, which is where the extraterrestrials come from. They're not aliens from outer space. They're just in the extra terrain, honey. We just aren't known about that. We weren't taught about them. We don't know, you know, oh no, the humans aren't ready. Well, but the humans have been seeing this stuff all the time. And if the powers that did not capture all this crazy ass shit and torture the hell out of it, they wouldn't be after us like we're the enemy. Because not all of them were that way. Just saying. Not all of us that way. Okay. I am late for a very important date, so I have to hang up here, and I will chat with you later. So I hope to see you in tomorrow. Have a great day.